hello there. I broke my ankle yesterday. I have like marks on my arm from where I was screaming incoherently at the ER. So you know what we're doing today? We're doing a reading vlog because I'm not fit to do anything else. I'm feeling very jaded and slightly unhinged. We are reading Percy Jackson, the first Percy Jackson book. I'm buddy reading this with two of my friends, and I'm about to start chapter 3. So that's the story. That's what we're doing today. Come along for the ride. Yep, that's what we're working with. I love my life. Okay, after a brief nap, I have some thoughts. I finished chapter 3, now I'm about to start chapter 4. I know y'all remember that one book where I was like traumatized by the description of someone having meaty hands. Meaty hands. No. Well, in this book, Percy, as a child in a crib, is described as having meaty hands. He strangles a snake with said meaty hands when he is a toddler. Right. The man facing me was small but porky. He looked like those paintings of baby angels. What do you call them? Hubbubs? No, cherubs. That's it. He looked like a cherub who'd turned middle-aged in a trailer park. Wow. What a description. Once again, the descriptions in this book are cracking me up. Grover went flying sideways down the hill like a possessed lawnmower. Like, I just get a visual from that, you know, that I really appreciate that visual. Another day, another continuation of this vlog. I'm not feeling real great today, so I'm reading to get my mind off of things and hopefully be transported to another world where I don't have a broken ankle. I'm currently on page 195, and my sister, this is my sister's book, she highlighted some of this commentary. They meet a pink poodle named Gladiola. Justice for Gladiola. Why was she not in the show? My mistake. So the pink poodle named Gladiola is a he. I just assumed, pink poodle, Gladiola. I assumed it was a girl, but nope, it's a boy. Okay, well, sure. Hi, howdy, hello. I just finished chapter 17. This 12-year-old just cut off someone's feet. What am I reading? Also, I like my sister's commentary. Sea Kelp Percy. My thoughts exactly. That's my current update. The way that they make it so clear that the only reason Percy is alive at the age of 12 or however old he is because his stepfather smells so repulsively human that he could mask the presence of any demigod. Hi, hello there. This is Editing Tabitha, and I've been editing this video for hours now, and I just realized I never did a transition clip. So please enjoy this super not smooth transition into a book chat where me, Hannah, and Sarah are just ranting about our experience reading the Percy Jackson series. Enjoy!
Hi, I'm here with two of my friends. This is Hannah and Sarah, and they're big Percy Jackson fans. I'm side-eyeing Hannah because she hasn't actually read the books. Like, she has read the books, okay? You've read the series before, but just not recently. So this current read-through that we're on, me and Sarah finished it. To be fair, I had a lot of time because of a broken foot. But
I may have finished it last night.
At least we finished it.
I'm kidding. I did my assignment.
We're filming in public and there's like people around us. So if I'm extra awkward today, that's why.
That's saying something.
Today we're going to be talking about Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is the first Percy Jackson book. I had actually never read this series before, so this was my first read-through of it.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians is the series. The Lightning Thief is the first book. That's the series. Okay, can we talk about the different artwork? Yeah. Is that something we can talk about? That's the original.
I've got, like, the newer one? Is this the
Yeah,
newer
that's
one?
the newer one. I personally love the newer artworok better because
I think this is cool though, because he's got like
the Minotaur.
He's got like the different things are like that are brought up in the book art on there.
Okay, when you put all the books in like all the covers on the table, like laid out, it creates one giant like picture.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that.
I personally like it when a book cover shows a moment in the series, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that exact moment doesn't exactly happen.
I mean, that doesn't either.
Well, to be fair, though, I also...
But it has all the important things.
It's got, like, things... I like whenever I'm, like, initially looking at a book cover and I'm like, oh, why does he have that? Or why is that on there? And then as I'm reading it, it's revealed why. Because it's like, oh, I understand the significance now.
The first time I read Percy Jackson, I got it at the library. And it had, like, the Minotaur on the cover. And, like, his Fruit of the Loom Tidy Whities.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
Yeah.
There's also like a really pretty version that they came out with when the show came out, and they're making one for each like season, and it's just like it's hardback and it's blue and it has the gold, like a trident in gold on it. You know, like one of those fancy coffee table kind of books.
I get really attached to the copy that I read first, and I like all of them to match.
Real talk though, like what do you prefer for like book covers? Do you like hard covers or soft covers?
Hardcover.
You like hard covers better?
Yeah.
I think I do prefer hardcover.
I feel like soft covers are more readable, and also I'm brutal with my. I'm not nice to my books, so I feel like the soft covers just are more durable and they hold up better. Because like, I feel weird like taking like a hardcover book into the bathtub or something. But I mean, I'll take them into the bathtub. I like take.
But your fingers might be wet.
That's why you have a towel. Dry your hands off with.
You don't read in the bathtub?
No.
Really? Highly recommend.
It's really fun.
Bubble bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will agree that paperbacks in the bathtub are the way to go.
They're more.
But all the other reasons you just named for paperbacks is why I like hardback books.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to be keeping up a counter of how many times certain things happen throughout the first series.
What certain things?
Let me look at my list and see how many of them I can say.
In the meantime, I'll see if I can find the Minotaur cover.
And your listeners, if they've read all of them, will understand why I'm keeping some of these counters. So I'm keeping count of how many prophetic encounters he has, how many dreams that are prophetic he has, how many languages other than English and Greek he kind of knows, how many times he overcomes his fatal flaw, which we have not learned yet in this first book. Anytime he gets poisoned, that's what I'm keeping track of. I'm also tracking how many times Percy says he wishes he could drown. That'll be relevant later.
This was the cover I saw.
That is weird.
Weird.
What is that?
What in the 90s is that?
Honestly, Medusa's fine, and like the dogs, whatever, but like the Minotaur is what's throwing it off.
It's just weird.
Why is he green?
The pollen, I don't know.
This is your first time reading, right?
It's my completely first time reading it.
Was there anything that surprised you?
No, because I've like watched the series and I feel like it was aligned enough with the series, like the Disney Plus series, to where nothing really surprised me, other than maybe so the scene that was like in the furniture store or something, where I was like, oh, that's actually pretty brutal, but okay. Little moments like that. And I also really loved about the books that you got Percy's like internal monologue and his internal commentary, whereas like you can't really get that as much in a show. He's very sassy.
Yeah.
Him calling his stepdad Smelly Gabe, that's pretty savage.
The fandom likes to call him Persassy Jackson.
Yeah,
Persassy.
Tiffany has said that.
I loved my page 31. Probably paid for 20, got $7.
Wait, what was it?
Why? She's just like full send in the 6-7 stuff. I'm like, what are you doing?
It makes me so happy. I love 6-7 jokes.
Okay. That's a Gen Alpha thing.
Yeah.
I know.
I try to be cool with the kids. I don't know.
In the furniture store where
Krusty's?
yeah.
What I love a lot about that scene is that everybody around Percy keeps calling him like kelp head and seaweed brain and all these like you're stupid kind of jokes, but like that scene in particular really shows just how cunning he is. Like he's actually really good at manipulating people, which probably comes from his abusive background. You kind of learn how to navigate volatile situations.
Like I feel like the first sign of that in him was when he got called to the big house with Mr. D, and he immediately clocked it. He's been hitting the happy juice. Yeah. And just immediately knew, like, I'm going to handle this and, like, not provoke this guy because it's not going to go good.
Yeah. When he's talking to the reporters after his fight with Ares, he's talking to the reporters and he's like, I'm so happy about my stepdad. He'll get free points. And, like, he's crying and everything. Like, that's also just a very, like, you know, kind of like very cunning thing to do.
Yeah. Why is the poodle's name Gladiola?
Why is the poodle pink?
Where did Gladiola come from?
Yeah.
That sounds like a cleaning.
I mean, what would you name a poodle?
Fluffy.
Gladiola sounds like the kind of name that like Sharpay from High School Musical would give a dog.
I feel like I've got like some questions, but I feel like it's just the only reason I have the questions is because I haven't read all of the books yet. Like, does the boarding school ever come back into the equation? I don't know. There were obviously teachers that were there, but I'm like, were they assigned to the school just because Percy was there, or were there other kids there that were also like Percy? You know?
Should we answer that question?
I think just let her stew in it.
Oh, it's hard for me to see Luke as like the bad guy. I feel like I've seen maybe potential spoilers, but I don't know. It's hard for me to like just be like, he's the bad guy.
So
I kind of get where he's coming from.
I've seen a few of the episodes of the second season of the Percy Jackson show. Don't ask me why I skipped the first season. I don't know.
Wait, so
I'm
you
just
watched
curious.
The second season,
I've
but
not the
didn't
whole
watch the
second
first
season.
one?
I've literally just watched some like a couple episodes and some clips because I want to know like I think I just want to know if it's worth my time to watch the whole thing. And so there were certain things that I wanted to see how they handled to see like what I think. But I really think at this point I just need to see how they do the third series. Wow, I went British there for a minute. The third season, and that'll tell me whether it's worth watching the whole thing. But since we're reading it, I think I'll probably just go back and watch it. Luke is a lot more sympathetic in the show than he is in the books. I noticed a lot of times that I hadn't caught before where he's being really manipulative with Percy.
His motivations are that like he feels like the gods aren't being just, right?
Basically.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's like hard for me to see him as like the bad guy.
But I also think it's his own personal anger, like, and ambition. He talks about his quest with Ladon and the Hesperides, and
I'm trying to remember these names. Who's Ladon?
Ladon is like the beast that guards the garden of the Hesperides. So Hercules originally went on that quest and like got like the apple or whatever it was. And so that's the quest that Hermes sent Luke on. And like that's how he got his scar. And when he tells Percy about it, he's like really angry, and Percy's like, but like, why are you so upset? And it's because one of the reasons he gives is because Hercules already did the quest. Where's the glory in that, in just doing something that someone's already done? So I think a lot of his motivation is not just like anger at the gods. I think it's also just like his own ambition.
We'll say like the shoes, that is pretty diabolical, that he like gave the shoes to Percy with the intention of him like getting dragged away, and just so happened to be Grover, and the only reason they fall off is because he has hooves for feet.
Yeah. You want to hear something crazy? So I actually watched the movie before I read the books. And I really liked the first movie. And then I read the book and I was like, what? If you had never read the books like I did and you watch the movie, it's good as a movie.
Yeah,
like
it's
just
like a standalone movie.
Just a standalone movie. It's actually like a really funny, like good movie if you ignore the fact. Yeah. If you ignore the fact that they're like 30-year-olds playing, teenagers.
They had to age them up to like 15 or so, but then they're like played by,
Yeah. If you ignore that, it's actually a really good movie. But then if you think about it as a Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief movie, then it's like, oh, this is a terrible movie.
It's one of the things that I actually genuinely did like about the series. Like in the first season, like the characters are all age that they're actually supposed to be in the book.
I will say Walker Scobell was like the perfect cast for Percy. We recently visited the Empire State Building, and so that was really interesting, like trying to imagine what that would have been like,
For me, it was, we were walking around and there's all these different entrances into the building. And we were like, okay, yes, this is the one. And we like walk in. It's like a revolving door. And there's just this door and they go, mm-mm. So we all just in a line walked in and walked right out.
When we went, it was 2026. But like, this is what, 2000?
I think 2005, I thought.
05?
Let's see. Yeah, 05.
So I bet like the way that they do the Empire State Building now is a lot different than back in 2005. I will say I was really sad. There was not like anywhere I could find online that had like blue chocolate chip cookies or anything Percy Jackson themed in New York. I was like, what?
Like this should be like Party Y'all's attraction.
Yeah.
There was like an interview for the movies where they asked, I think his name was Logan, that was playing Percy, like, oh, did you eat any blue food getting ready? And he's like, what does that have to do with anything? And the whole fandom was like, you're done. Bye.
Do you guys like blue food?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like blueberries.
I like blue M&Ms.
Blue icy?
I kind of hope they bring him into the show somehow. He would be a good Triton, I feel like.
This is a pen.
Also, can we talk about Chiron's pep talks and how they're terrible?
Oh yeah.
He's so bad at them. When he's at Yancey, he's like about to leave.
Yes.
He's such a cryptic drama queen.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
It's already been foretold. I already know. Am I going to tell you no?
he's like,
Don't worry, Percy. You're not normal. This is not the school for you.
when Percy's like,
Thanks.
and them gaslighting him about Mrs. Dodds.
They went hard with the gaslighting on
yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
I literally wrote gatekeep gaslight girl boss when he said that.
Did you say gatekeep gaslight girl boss?
Yeah, I
think
probably
it's
said it out.
gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah, I say it in a different order every time.
Oh, okay. My brain is like trying to jump back and forth between the two universes because I'm actually reading like Harry Potter for the first time right now too.
Oh,
Wait,
what?
I'm on book 4, yeah.
What?
I've been listening to the full cast audiobooks. They're so good. The full cast audiobook experience is amazing.
Something I heard the other day that I thought was interesting is that Harry Potter is to millennials what Percy Jackson is to Gen Z.
Interesting.
And I find that really fascinating because I'm a huge fan of both. Like, admittedly, Harry Potter was probably bigger for me when I was younger, but I'm on that cusp of millennial and Gen Z. And then I also fell in love with Percy Jackson. I call myself a zillennial. That's an interesting comparison to make, like, Harry Potter and Percy Jackson.
That's like kind of what I was getting at is like my brain. I feel like my brain is like absorbing all this information about the Harry Potter world. And then I read this like in the middle of that. And so it's like my brain is like sifting like not like what happened in what series, but it's like there's a lot of things happening.
We were talking a little bit on our trip. Our husbands went with us, and like I was talking with William, Sarah's husband, and we were like, wait, why do they not use cell phones? And we were trying to think, like, is it the mist? Does the magic like interfere with it? Like, I'm trying to remember, like, wait, Harry Potter or Percy Jackson? Like, why don't Muggles technology work with wizard? Like, trying to remember all the reasons why.
Yeah. It is interesting. I can definitely tell that I was actually talking with Hannah about this the other day because we were in New York, and New York is pretty infamously like, F-bombs get dropped and stuff all the time. And I was like, you can tell that Rick wrote this for kids because Percy's a New Yorker and not like, ritzy New Yorker. He's like
Upper East Side.
Like he'd be cursing the whole time.
Especially going to like the reform school or whatever he's going to.
I literally looked up where it said that his house was, and it looks kind of sketchy. Let's be real. He'd be rough and tumble, and he'd have an accent.
Yeah.
If you were any character in this series or in this book specifically, or maybe if you can't think of anyone in this book, like in the series, who would you say is most like you and like your characteristics as a person?
I always wanted to be Annabeth. I don't know if I am like Annabeth.
Same. Like, I always thought I would be an Athena kid, but honestly, I don't think that's true. I don't think I would be. I think I'd probably end up being like an Apollo kid or something.
Tiffany has told me that she feels like I'm Grover. Like, the number of times that, like, Grover has said or done something where she's like, that sounds like you. He's like kind of cautious and like always kind of worst case scenario thinker and like trying to be prepared for everything and loves animals and loves nature.
I actually like relate a lot to Percy in different aspects, so
we can be Grover, Percy, and Annabeth.
If you were half-blood, who do you think your parent would be?
I don't know.
Do you think she'd be Demeter?
Yeah, like I always thought Demeter would be cool, and
She's
I never
like the agriculture one, right?
Yeah, I never thought much about Aphrodite until like the second, and I thought it'd be really cool to like be like Piper.
I can see that for you. I can't say what I want to say because it has to do with the second series. I think I would be more in that boat than in this one.
I can't read what
I almost think something like Selena, who you have not met yet.
I thought Calypso was so mysterious.
Ugh. I don't like Calypso.
Calypso is like clingy and
she's
yeah.
She
I only know about Calypso because of Epic the Musical.
Yeah. I love Epic the Musical. I recently discovered it and listened to all of it,
Yes,
and
really
watched
good.
like the animatics and stuff.
Tiffany was the one that was obsessed with it and like got me into it. She discovered it whenever he released the first saga. And like we literally would like be part of the watch parties where he would like host a watch party for every saga that was released after that.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
I didn't know any of the background, and I found it this year. Before we even said we were going to start watching Percy Jackson. And I was like, well, this is great because the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, comes out later.
Yeah.
And I was like, so we'll watch the musical, and then I'll go see that. And then it was like, oh, I'm going to read Percy Jackson too? This is great.
Have you ever heard Epic the Musical? It's so good.
When you came over to my house that one time, and it was...
Some of the songs legit make me cry.
I was listening to Monster.
Oh, yeah.
And it was playing, and they walked in, and she was like,
I see you're in an emo mood today.
I was like,
No, I'm listening to a musical.
I thought she was having some free therapy.
I take it back. I couldn't be Selena. I remembered some things. I'm too nice to be Clarice.
That's the one that tried to push his head.
Yeah.
She idolizes Clarice.
Side eye.
I do not idolize Clarice. I guess I'm going to be basic and say Percy's the character that I relate most to.
Would you say Annabeth?
Maybe.
So we're the main three.
Yeah.
We've been talking for an hour and a half now, and some of it has been really unhinged, and some of it has been about Percy Jackson. If I were to assign percentages, I would say probably 40% of this conversation has been about Percy Jackson, and the other 60% has been all the other things. thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, or whatever other time of day it is for you. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. But no, you're reading Twilight instead. You know what I mean. It's gonna be really funny if I'm like doing all this monologue and you can't even hear it. Today, we're gonna be just chatting as friends about what else would we be chatting as? We're gonna be chatting as friends. So
Enemy.
Get that off for you.
Yeah.
What
It's
was
just like you
Just a
dribbled on your butt.
little drop. Little drop. It's all good.
You dribbled on your butt. Speaking of graphic in multiple ways, I think frogs are cute.
Don't they like give you warts?
No,
Won't they like
that's an old wives' tale.
Yeah. She first kills his favored sons
Yes.
and puts them in a pie
Yes.
and makes him eat
I
them.
forgot about that.
And then she kills him and pretends to be him and kills his whole family. That's what happens. So Percy Jackson.
Yeah.